These are evil geniuses. EG for short, Team Evil Geniuses is one of the most elite pro-gaming organizations on the planet. And at the top of their StarCraft 2 roster is EG Jaedong. Though now known for his StarCraft 2 dominance, Jaedong was originally known as one half of the greatest rivalry in the history of the game's predecessor, StarCraft Brood War. At the time, he was known simply as the Tyrant.
It's like Puma will clean up that army. They want to do it! They're gonna do it! They're gonna do it!
In favor of Dusk and White Shield, the game is not quite over yet.
McKenzie, bullet!
South Korea. A country with a rich tradition of both hard work and cutting-edge applied technology. Nowhere else is this cultural combination better displayed than in the country's de facto national sport. A competition played with extreme determination and a mouse and keyboard. StarCraft.
Korea really took to StarCraft. Broadband here was subsidized very early on, and these things called PC bongs popped up, which are just rooms full of computers where you go and you pay maybe $1 or so and you can play for a whole hour on the internet. At the same time, StarCraft came out and it kind of caught the Korean imagination.
There's something about real-time strategy that's different than every other game. You have to think so fast, you have to react so fast. Your physical ability to be able to do things at a certain speed, it's like you're playing an athletic event.
There was these giant tournaments where, they were taking out entire arenas in the early 2000s for people to watch Brood War, to people to watch these games between, Boxer and Yellow and I Love OOV and Gur and all these guys.
Boxer, Nada, and Yellow became these idols. The girls have posters of them in their room and they think that they're the sexiest thing because they can move their fingers really quickly.
For the first time ever, pro gamers had become pop stars. These elite players were simultaneously honored by the public and feared by their colleagues for their otherworldly prowess. But one of the few who did not seem to fear them was a relatively new player, a 15-year-old, by the name Jae-dong.
저희 부모님도 반대를 굉장히 많이 하셨고요. 반대를 많이 하셨지만 제가 워낙 좋아했기 때문에 그래서 결국에는 허락을 해주셨던 것 같아요.
Jaedong chose to play as the Zerg, a bug-like alien race and one of 3 playable races in StarCraft. Each race had different strengths and utilized different tactics which played to those strengths.
The Terrans are like these redneck, scrappy humans.
What you got for me out there, Joey Ray?
A lot of guns, tanks, and whatnot. A lot of machinery, a lot of concepts you're kind of familiar with. There's Protoss, who are kind of almost the alien race, like the higher being kind of race.
They're very futuristic, they warp things in and have kind of psionic abilities and whatnot. The Zerg are the bugs. Not really that easy for a new player to get into, but very fun for someone that's much better.
For Jaedong, the vicious and agile Zerg proved to be a match for his style of play. In a word, fast.
성격이 급한 성격인 것 같고 그 급함이 좀 공격을 하는 데 있어서 좀 나타나는 것 같아요. 가만히 못 있는 그런 성격인 것 같고.
If he played anyone that was super famous and really favored to beat him, he beat them every single time. He quickly got the nickname Legend Killer.
발판이 마련됐습니다. 사실 16강 구성을 뛰어넘을 수 없습니다. 자, 이재동! 눈깜프! 조정웅 두 번째 로열 로드를 배출하네요. 첫 경기를 내줬습니다만 2, 3, 4경기에 자신의 특유의 공격력을 발휘하면서 거기에 또 운영의 묘까지 엄청난 승리를 만들었습니다. 조정웅 감독. 드디어 현존하는 저그 가운데 돋보일 수 있는 가장 돋보일 수 있는 기회를 마련한 이재동 선수, 김준영, 마재현 선수의 뒤를 이어 이제 본자로 자리매김할 수 있는 발판이 마련됐습니다.
In 6 months, Jae-dong won a staggering 4 tournament finals. Before the end of 2007, he would be known as the Tyrant. On his way to his second championship run at the MSL Season 4, Jaedong dispatched a young up-and-coming Terran player, 3 games to 1. It was only the second time Jaedong had played Lee Young-ho, but it would not be the last. The gaming world would soon come to know him as Flash.
전 형 때문에 접했고요. 그러다가 사실 집에 컴퓨터 없애버렸어요, 부모님이. 그래서 못 접하다가 전 되게 뒤늦게 중학교 때 접한 편이라서 예, 그때 접하고 되게 좋아했죠. 너무 그냥 이 길로 가야겠다 이 느낌이었던 것 같아요.
Though initially considered a gimmicky player, the 14-year-old didn't take long to make a name for himself. The same year Jae-dong won KESPA's Player of the Year award, Flash took home Rookie of the Year.
뭐 늘 최고였죠. 사실 저는 밑에서 올라갔다고 하면 제가 데뷔했을 때는 이미 제동이 형은 맥시멈 최고 높은 곳까지 찍은 상태라서 탑 클래스라서
어린 선수였고 제가 정말 강한 선수라고 생각했는데 뭔가 좀 느낌이 다른 선수였기 때문에 되게 게임할 때도 재밌었고
그래서 저는 연습하는 것마다도 좀 신기하고 이런 느낌이 좀 있어요. 예, 그러다가 이제 점차 제가 이렇게 올라간 거고. 근데 아무래도 사실 저는 최고가 되기 위해서는 모든 게 완벽해야 된다고 생각해요. 뭐 자원 관리.
Flash is like what a lot of people would call a robot. He practices for 12 hours a day not because he has to, but because he likes to. He wants to be the best, and as a result, he just puts in all that work.
사실 이대영 선수 같은 경우는 언제 어디서 공격이 들어오고 어디로 튈지 모르는 모든 걸 다 생각하면서 수비적으로 유리하게끔 게임을 이렇게 이끌어가는 능력이 있어요. 사실 반대져서 그러니까.
The next time they played, Flash demonstrated how much he had learned about Jae-dong, defeating him 2 games to 1 with a massive mech army and winning his first tournament championship. 3 days later, Flash would again defeat Jae-dong 2-1 at the GOM-TV Star Invitational.
제가 화승에 있었거든요. 제동이 형 후배로 제가 그 화승팀 소속으로 있었기 때문에 항상 무조건 이재동이 이길 거야, 이기겠지 항상 응원을 했지만 압도적으로 이겼었는데 후반으로 날이 가면 갈수록 이영호 선수가 기량이 되게 많이 올라왔더라고요. 올라오고 이제 또
You know, everything that he does is so meticulous and thought out, and his build orders and strategies.
Flash is so exacting in his play that he actually brings a ruler with him. His keyboard has to be a certain distance from his monitor. His mouse has to be in the right place, his mouse cord, his seat. He makes sure that everything is exactly how he always trains.
The meticulous Terran player's quest for perfection soon garnered him a nickname even more towering than Jae-dong's.
고수.
갓.
You know, it's almost a joke in StarCraft about how he is God. He completely understood StarCraft 1, and all that was left for him was to execute what he knew.
Jaedong is kind of the same way. He's very, he's a very talented guy, and he'll practice his builds out the same kind of way. But it's definitely a little bit more of, on the fly kind of execution of it.
그 이후는 그냥 들어가서 즉흥적으로 하는 편이에요. 그냥 보고 느끼는 대로 하는 것 같아요.
He's got that fire. He's got this ability to just like get mad, and if he has this murder face when he's playing against someone who he thinks has disrespected him. He was labeled the Tyrant. He came out with all these great counters to Terran play, and he didn't like the fact that he was being contested as the best player in the world. He wanted to be the tyrant of everything, and then this guy comes out that they're calling God because he's so good. He was like, no, you know, I'm gonna do something that doesn't make sense, and it's gonna beat you anyway.
Jaedong just has too many mutilates. There it is, the game! Flash is back in this. And another good game!
It felt at many times like Jaedong was the only Zerg who ever could beat Flash. And it felt many times like Flash was the only Terran who ever could beat Jaedong. It's the best Terran ever against the best Zerg ever. It was phenomenal.
영원할 것만 같은 혼자가 혼자로 거둔다는 영혼이라.
After 3 years of fighting, they had fought 49 games against one another. 24 won by Jae-dong, 25 won by Flash.
Really, they have an almost even record against each other. Statistically, as little as makes no matter. But the thing that really sets Flash apart from Jaedong is, in a game that's so mechanically demanding and difficult, Flash just completely is inside the game.
I don't think that anyone will argue that Jaedong was better than Flash, but Jaedong, without a doubt, was second best player, and he was one of the only people that could take out Flash.
He's very calm, down to earth. A public relations official could not ask for a better interviewee because he will give the most non-committal, neutral answers that you can possibly ask for. Whereas Jaedong is a little bit more emotional.
I love you, America! Jaedong!
He'll do all this fun stuff because he's Jaedong. He's the emotional counterpart to Flash's mechanical perfection.
사실 그런 것 같아요. 제동 형이 있어서 지금의 제가 있는 것 같아요.
그 당시에는 따로 만나서 밥도 먹고 같이 시간도 보내고 얘기도 많이 했던 것 같아요. 시간도 다르고 아무래도 패턴도 다르기 때문에 아무래도 팀이 다르기 때문에 자주 그렇게 그럴 수 있기가 어려운 것 같아요. 자주 그러기가 어려운 것 같아요. 나 언젠가 대회에서 맞붙게 된다면 정말 재밌을 것 같아요.
While the rivalry between Jaedong and Flash was still raging, Blizzard released a sequel to Brood War.
It's about time.
StarCraft 2 brought fresh graphics, strategies, and a dedicated crop of new competitors, one of whom had been a Brood War washout, a phenomenal Protoss player named Hero.
최정 상급이었기 때문에 항상 저는 이제 밑에서 저 바라보던 이제 그 스타크래프트 1에서 제가 실력에 비해 좀 되게 심했는데 그거를 부모님께서 알고 계셔서 그 스타크래프트 1을 그만두면서 다시는 e스포츠 쪽에 가지 마라, 게임을 하지 마라 이렇게 했었는데 결국에는 또 저희 아버지는 좀 엄격하시기 때문에 아버지한테 말 안 하고 엄마랑 이제 형한테만 말해서 아빠 몰래 대학교 휴학하고 이렇게 스타2 팀에 들어가고 그랬었어요.
Hero was recruited by a team based out of the Netherlands. Longtime rivals to Team Evil Geniuses, Hero's new home had deep roots in the StarCraft community.
Team Liquid started with Nazgul as a place where people could go and talk about Brood War, and Brood War was still so small in North America. It was just being casually played, and most people weren't aware that there was this whole Korean culture based around this game. It was a place to go to get knowledge and research and talk to fans.
The team kind of comes alongside that too. You start seeing the Liquid players at the tournaments and whatnot, and you kind of attach yourself to them because you know Team Liquid already. You know the brand of Team Liquid by the time that you see them at the tournament.
그때는 막 레더 1등도 하고 막 그랜드마스터 1등도 하고 되게 자신감이 넘쳤었는데 항상 대회만 나가면 지더라고요.
I've always said he's one of the best Protoss, well, especially lately, one of the best Protosses in the world. And as soon as he gets past those nerve issues, he's going to be one of the best players.
너무 크게 하는 거죠, 저 스스로한테. 스스로 하고 이제 가끔은 그것처럼 그게 너무 심하다 보니까 졌을 때 이제 돌아오는 그게 엄청 큰 거죠.
He's so stressed out about all of his matches. He wants to win so badly. And sometimes that makes him lose when he really should win.
그래서 지면 이제 막 정신을 못 차리죠. 그래서
2011 DreamHack was huge. The prize pool was huge, the stadium was huge, the production value that DreamHack put in was unlike any other competition we had seen before.
Well guys, we're finally here. We're at the final chapter of this story. We're going to find out who's going to be the winner of DreamHack 2011.
되게 감동적이었고 나는 제 개인적으로는
Liquid Hero! Puma, come on out, show yourself.
개인적으로 이렇게 개인적인 이런 한국에서 같이 지내봤기 때문에 되게 친한 동생인데 그런 애고 게임에서도 좀 얍삽한 애죠. 되게 막
Make some noise for Hero. From the Team Evil Geniuses, give it up for Puma.
That rivalry was so strong and so brewing, and it was almost a good versus evil scenario, even though people that love Evil Geniuses are going to be like, we were the good guys.
뭐 이주에 대해서 안 좋은 감정 같은 건 없었는데 그냥 분위기상 이주한테 지면은 뭔가 안 될 것 같은 그런 느낌을 받았었던 것 같아요.
He wants to see what he's going to see up here, and it's for Marines.
These Heroes soccer micro is absolutely unbelievable. He will back up now, let his shields start to recharge just a little bit.
Now the Colossus does outrange the bunker, which is going to bait the Raiders forward. Oh, but from behind he's going to take out the pylon. No more Protoss gets warped in over here.
That flank right there, Tasteless, that is absolutely huge. Somehow getting those Marauders out, and Heroes in so much trouble. Beautiful force fields, and it looks like Puma will clean up that army.
Landing mules. He says it's over. Get out and GG.
편하게 시작했는데도 첫 게임이 되게 긴장되더라고요. 근데 막상 좀 지니까 되게 열받더라고요. 그래가지고 이제 그거 치고 좀 더 집중을 해서
He may use the sentries to try to force field this area over here.
Oh, trapping two Marauders. Beautiful force fields by Hero.
Really good job.
Oh! Huge force field. So many SCVs trapped on the inside. What great play. And GG. Just everything falling apart for Puma right now.
The bunker completes.
It doesn't matter. There's so many Zealots here. Liquid Hero just pummeling Puma right now. Targeting down that Nexus a little bit and using the high ground to his advantage.
A game where Hero started out so well. It suddenly looks like Puma can be the comeback king. The front door is open. No.
These pylons going down one by one. GG. And we are going to a game number 7.
게임이 되게 안 풀리더라고요. 그래서 이제 3대3이 딱 되는 순간 되게 좀 많은 생각이 좀 들었던 것 같아요. 처음에 일단 지면 어떡하지? 뭐 이렇게 시작해서
So this is a pretty good map to have the finals on. It can make for a pretty long game.
Well, both players have scouted each other reasonably quick. Puma, on the other hand, has some medevacs on the way, and it looks like he wants to get a little bit more aggressive. His Ghost finding this expansion.
They're ignoring the Nexus, too. He's saying, no, I think I can kill you now. Very nice there. Is he going to get any force fields up? Is it enough? Is it enough?
Oh my god, that's a lot. A blink up of the Stalkers. The Immortals dealing huge amounts of damage to these Marauders. It looks like Hero is going to have enough.
Hero, so smart. Chasing down the medevacs.
Now these Stalkers are playing a little mind game here, trying to find where those medevacs are coming. He's trying to head those off.
You know that scene in Star Wars? It's a trap.
I don't think anyone in here has seen Star Wars Tasteless.
I guess not. I don't know.
Even though he has that lead, he has to be very careful. He has to have enough units, and he's going after this base right now.
He's running. The command center will go down.
Hero is just looking invincible. He has more storms saved up now.
Oh my god. And now it's time for humiliation.
And I think we're going to have our winner. He is Gomar and GG.
팀원들이 저희 팀 매니저 로빈이 막 뛰어와서 막 꽉 껴왔는데 지금도 그때 그 느낌을 못 잊을 것 같아요. 아마 게이머 그만둘 때까지 그때 기억은 못 잊을 것 같아요. 그때
When Hero won and he came out of that booth shaking and the whole Team Liquid team ran up to him and your eyes well up and you watch this person that accomplished something that's been a dream of theirs their entire life. It's
돌아갈 수 있는 그런 기억이었던 것 같아요.
You kind of play baseball when you're growing up and you're like, oh, someday I'll be the shortstop for the Red Sox. As you kind of get older, you're like, okay, maybe this dream's not going to happen, but I'm still having a lot of fun playing this. And I think it's the same kind of story too with eSports. You fall in love with the game of StarCraft 2 and you're like, man, I'm going to be on stage at MLG someday, and that'll be me hoisting the cup up. And then the more you play, you're like, okay, maybe I'm not that good. But at the same token, you can be like, okay, these are my idols who I want to be like. Which is a really cool experience when it comes to playing video games.
My blood pressure is probably gone up ridiculous amounts. If it wasn't for the competition, I probably wouldn't be playing. LGD China is one of the more fundamentally strong teams. They like playing as a team, they like making as little mistakes as possible. When they win, it's unlike anything else.
Is it panic time?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's now time for Team Liquid versus LGD Gaming.